only 2 weeks before that,
in this age range,
we saw only 70 children.
We want to
in this
remind
age
you
range diagnosed
that
with COVID.
though vaccines will get us
We
back
want to remind you
right now,
that
our children
though
don't all have
vaccines
that
will get us back to normal,
So it's very important.
right now our children don't
to
all have that
continue to
opportunity.
follow the prevention
So it's very
practices
important
that have kept us
to
well
continue
and
to
will
follow
continue
the
to keep us
prevention
well.
practices that have
Continue
kept us
to wear
well and will
masks in
continue to
public,
keep
in
us well.
social settings, in school,
Continue to wear
during
masks in
sports.
public, in
If you're
social
at a
settings, in
gathering
school,
and
during
most
sports.
adults are vaccinated,
If you're
but
at
the
a
children
gathering
are not yet,
and most
they are still
adults
at
are
risk of
vaccinated, but the
developing
children
COVID.
are not yet,
Please mask.
they are still at risk
maintain
of
your
developing
distance
COVID.
and gather outside.
Please mask,
And parents,
maintain your
coaches,
distance,
and
gather
caregivers,
outside.
please get vaccinated.
And parents,
as soon
coaches,
as you are
and
able to help
caregivers,
protect
please
children
get
who are not
vaccinated
yet
as
able to
soon
get
as you are
vaccinated.
able to help protect children
And
who are not
finally,
yet able to
if
get
you
vaccinated.
or your child
And
develops
finally,
COVID symptoms,
if you
or
or your
has a known
child
exposure to someone
develops
with
COVID
COVID
symptoms,
please get
or
tested.
has a known exposure to
Don't
someone with
mistake the
COVID,
symptoms for
please get
allergies.
tested.
Doctors' offices,
Don't mistake
local
the symptoms
pharmacies,
for
and our
allergies.
test sites at the Alliant
Doctors'
Energy
offices,
Center,
local
and South
pharmacies,
Madison
and our
office
test
are
sites at the
all
Alliant
options
Energy
to
Center
get tested.
and South Madison
And we are
office
now
are
able
all
to test
options
children
to
as
get
young as
tested.
12 months old.
And we
at
are
the
now
Alliant Energy
able to
Center.
test children as young as
For
12
more
months
testing
old
options,
at the Alliant Energy Center.
Please go to our website.
For more testing options, please go to our website at publichealthmdc.com/COVID-19 testing. And for some news around vaccination. As of yesterday, April 14th, half of the Dane County population has received at least one dose of vaccine, 50.1% to be exact. Nearly 1 in 3 people in Dane County, 32.6%, have completed their series. To be added to Public Health's vaccination list, visit vaccinate.wi.gov. We have cleared our list of people who have signed up, so if you sign up today, your chances of getting an appointment in the next week or two are very good. We have over 7,000 Pfizer first doses to give next week, and because we are exclusively using the Pfizer vaccine next week, this is a great time to get your 16 or 17-year-old vaccinated, as this is the only vaccine authorized for this age group. You can find additional links to additional vaccine options on our website, publichealthmdc.com/vax, V-A-X. And we're still waiting to hear more information from the federal government, federal officials about the status of the Johnson & Johnson vaccine. This pause in distribution goes to show just how strongly safety regulations are enforced and that the safety protocols are working. This pause allows officials to review the 6 case reports of the rare blood clot and notify the medical community about how to treat these cases if they see them. I want to reiterate that this clot is exceedingly rare, with just 6 case reports in nearly 7 million people vaccinated. And thank you for getting vaccinated. We are amongst the Wisconsin counties leading in vaccine coverage. This is great news to help us return to normal, but please don't let your guard down yet. Several variants have been identified throughout the state, including cases in Dane County, which underscores the importance of keeping up strong prevention behaviors. The spread of these more infectious variants can be reduced with the same tools we've been using all along: wearing a mask, keeping distance, and getting vaccinated as soon as you're able. The more vaccination coverage we have across Dane County and the state, the harder it will be for these variants to get a foothold in our community. And finally, I know I sound like a broken record, but I'm going to say it again. Please continue to maintain physical distance from others, especially those who have not yet been vaccinated. Gather outside, avoid crowded spaces, and be thoughtful about the activities you engage in. The more ways you can reduce your risk, the greater protection you provide to yourself and your loved ones. Thank you, and stay well.
.gov. Let's get it done. I'm delighted to hear that we're at the 50% mark here in Dane County, but we need to be at 80 or 90%. So we got a long way to go. I appreciate everybody helping us get there. Next, we're going to hear from our city planning staff on 2 area plans, the South Madison plan and the Odana area plan. And we'll start with Angela on the South Madison plan.
Thank you, Mayor. Good morning, everyone. The South Madison Planning Team is hosting a public engagement meeting tonight at 6 p.m. Via Zoom. We would like to invite all the South Madison residents, business owners, and stakeholders to join us and share the involvement of the community during this planning process will shape what happens in the South Madison. As illustrated in this aerial picture, the planning study area is bounded by Wingra Creek on the north, Lake Monona on the west, and the Bedline on the south. Something to point out is that the Alliant Energy Center has been excluded from the study area since they have recently finalized their master plan for their campus. Because of COVID-19, we had to postpone public outreach efforts. During the pause, the planning team strategized ways to take a different approach to move forward based on feedback that we received from the South Madison community prior to COVID. We shifted the plan towards more action-oriented strategies and recommendations. Traditionally, during a neighborhood plan, we take a look at the long-term issues, but in this case, we will be focusing on actionable items, recommendations, and strategies that can be implemented in the near term, meaning 5 years or less, that focus on the following 3 guiding principles that I display here. The anti-displacement and gentrification, community wealth building, and opportunities to thrive. The plan will have 5 chapters: economic development, housing, equitable access and capacity building, land use, transportation and parks, Park Street corridor. Tonight we will be talking about all these chapters geared towards all the strategies and recommendations, and this is the first part of the South Madison plan. So every voice counts. We have uploaded the first draft of strategies and recommendations on our website, so please go ahead and visit our website, www.cityofmadison.com/South Madison Plan. As I said, tonight we will have a discussion via Zoom, so please feel free to join us 6 p.m. If you're unable to attend tonight, we will have the same discussion via Facebook Live on April 22nd at 6 p.m. hosted by Mount Zion Baptist Church. If you know about someone who would like to participate during a meeting in Spanish, we will be hosting a meeting with Wisconsin Latino Chamber of Commerce on Monday, April 19th, 4 p.m., entirely in Spanish, and we will have the same content. So thank you so much, and I hope to hear from the South Madison community.
Thank you, Angela, and let me add my invitation as well. I really do hope that folks in South Madison will engage with the planning process. Staff have put a lot of work in listening to folks in the community and drafting this plan, so we're hoping to get your feedback. And now we'll hear from Ben on the Odana area plan.
Thank you, Mayor. So the Odana area plan is a plan that's being undertaken for a variety of reasons. It encompasses the area shown on your screen here, generally bounded by Mineral Point Road, the Beltline, and the eastern edge of University Research Park. One of the reasons that this planning effort is being undertaken is in response to the adopted 2018 City Comprehensive Plan, which instructed us really as a planning division to start to prepare plans to transition auto-oriented commercial areas into mixed-use activity centers within the city. And the Odana area itself has a few different major corridors, certainly, with Odana Road and Mineral Point Road. And then a number of what we're calling in the plan transitioning centers. And these are kind of single-use areas, as I mentioned, very auto-oriented, that we want to kind of be forward-looking on and make sure that we have conditions in place to help those transition to more mixed-use areas. Zooming in a little bit on the boundary, as I mentioned, the Beltline is the southern boundary, Mineral Point Road on the north side, and then Research Park on the east. And this is a very large area of the city, certainly, almost twice as big as the downtown, so its continued development and redevelopment can have a substantial impact on not just the area, but really the entire west side. Another reason why we're undertaking this planning effort is as we plan for more mixed-use development within this area, we also need to plan to have more of the amenities that new residents would expect. A big part of that is new park space. Right now, this planning area has one park within the boundary, Odana School Park on the far east side. But as we plan for and start to see more residents in this area, we want to make sure we're providing them with the amenities that they need and that they deserve. Another reason that this planning effort is being undertaken is to help prepare the area for the future bus rapid transit line, which will run along Mineral Point Road. So we really want to make that land use transportation connection and make sure that we're having land uses that respond to that future enhanced transit service that will be provided. Then finally, this area was developed largely in the early 70s through the mid-90s in a very auto-oriented nature, as I had mentioned, which kind of makes it pretty hostile to pedestrians and bicyclists right now. A big part of that is the large block size of the area, which is kind of led by West Town Mall area itself that has a 173-acre block. That makes the area difficult for pedestrians and bicyclists to navigate, and also makes it more difficult for people to use transit. This is in comparison to the Isthmus, where we have a block size generally of 4 to 6 acres. That's shown kind of in scale comparison on the screen there. And so as part of this planning effort, we want to make sure we're making this area more pedestrian, bicycle, and transit friendly in the future. So we've had a number of public outreach and engagement methods as part of this planning effort. We had actually kicked off this effort just as COVID was kind of starting to hit the community in mid-March of last year. And so we kind of pivoted our engagement to online engagement efforts and started that out with a prioritization exercise for the area that we called Madison Mall Madness. Moved on to a Zoom engagement series that we had late last spring, early last summer that attracted about 440 participants. And one of the things that we discovered as part of that pivot is that people are definitely enjoying having that online engagement option. I think that's something that we'll continue to see in the future for future plans, even as COVID starts to be more addressed through the vaccination efforts. We've also had focus groups with business owners and landowners, focus groups with chambers of commerce, some online interactive mapping exercises for folks to participate in, and then a second round of engagement through Zoom meetings. The plan will recommend future land use mapping, new street connections, enhanced shared use path and bicycle network, building heights, business and economic development efforts, and future park space. It'll tie, as I mentioned, into the future plan BRT. That's an effort that's being led by our transportation department. And then our engineering division is also working on plans to improve the area's stormwater management, and recommendations on those efforts are expected to be released shortly. We just finished a series of check-in meetings with boards, committees, and commissions, actually last night. Shared some draft plan maps with them. We visited the Plan Commission, Economic Development Committee, Transportation Policy and Planning Board, and the Board of Parks Commissioners. And our timeline for continuing this planning effort, we're hoping to have a full draft of the plan in early June, with perhaps the plan adoption process starting to move forward over the summer. And then just before wrapping up, I just mentioned that there is a similar process occurring in the Easttown area. That process is expected to have its second set of public engagement via Zoom in late May or early June. So with that, turn it back over to the mayor.
Thank you. And just to note, there is a project website there if folks want to check out the plan. And our planning division website has lots of information about our neighborhood and area plans overall. Encourage you to look and see what's up in your neighborhood. So I have a few things, but not as many as usual to go over this week. I just want to start by drawing your attention to the fact that I was joined by Mayors Lightfoot of Chicago, Carter of St. Paul, Barrett of Milwaukee, and Frey of Minneapolis in a joint letter to Transportation Secretary Pete Buttigieg, urging the expansion of the Amtrak Hiawatha line. I'm very excited about the prospect of Amtrak coming to Madison, and I'm delighted that my fellow mayors are also interested in expanding rail service into our cities. So we are asking the federal government to get behind that and to fund that plan. Stay tuned. This is something that I think would be very exciting for our community. I also want to make sure that folks saw that we released yesterday our Housing Forward plan. This is a package of initiatives that represent our housing agenda at the city. It works on increasing housing choice, creating affordable housing, combating displacement, and ensuring that folks can stay in their homes, as well as our efforts around ending homelessness. So this includes work that we are doing now and work that we are planning for the next months to come, and really frames up what's necessary to achieve our housing goals. When I came into office, I promised that we would use every tool in the toolbox to address the housing crisis. And this plan, I think, outlines that work. It is hopefully going to be pushing us in the right direction around our housing market. We are facing historic challenges in terms of the affordability of housing in Madison. And we need to meet both the acute, immediate needs that were caused in part by the pandemic, but we also need to be addressing the long-term issues that our community faces. We need to add new housing units, and we need to build more affordable housing. And this plan focuses on both aspects. So I hope you will check that out on the city's website. Visit the mayor's office. We'll have more information up about that there. And then, as I always do, I want to just highlight some community resources that are available to help you and your family. First of all, the United Way's 211 can help you identify emergency food options or connect you to many, many other support services in our community. You can call 211 or text your zip code to 898-211. The city also offers financial navigators to help if you have issues related is available to you if you're homeless or in danger of losing housing. That is 608-264-0549 or email housinginfo@cityofmadison.com. If you need help with internet service or phone service, you can call the State Public Service Commission at 608-267-3595. If you need help finding childcare, call 608-216-7022. The healthcare.gov marketplace is still open if you need health insurance. Encourage you to visit that marketplace, healthcare.gov. If you need help navigating it, call 211 or visit wiscovered.com. That's wiscovered.com for more information. If you need help paying your premiums through the healthcare.gov marketplace, call 211 or visit unitedway-danecounty.org/healthconnect for more information about financial support for health insurance. And if you need help accessing all of these resources via computer, Please call your local library at 608-266-6300. We have multiple libraries who are offering appointments for library computers to help folks get online if they need to. These resources and more are posted at cityofmadison.com. Click on the community resources link. You can also visit and subscribe to my blog at cityofmadison.com/mayor/blog. We regularly post about resources and happenings around the city that you might be interested in. Finally, in the resource section, vaccinate.wi.gov. Do not forget to sign up if you have not yet gotten vaccinated. All right, looking forward to the schedule this next week. A couple of things happening. Thursday, the 15th, that's today, at 4 p.m., the Monona Terrace Community and Convention Center Board will meet. At 5 p.m., the Equal Opportunities Commission will meet. Also at 5, the Zoning Board of Appeals. Also at 5, the Traffic Calming Subcommittee. Also at 5, the Police Civilian Oversight Board. And also at 5, the Landlord and Tenant Issues Committee. Lots of things going on at 5 o'clock today. At 5:30, the Downtown Coordinating Committee will meet. On Monday, the 19th, at 5 p.m., the Landmarks Commission will meet, and also at 5 p.m., the Transportation Policy and Planning Board will meet. Tuesday, the 20th, at noon, we will have the ceremony for the new Common Council, recognizing the outgoing alders and swearing in the new council. That's at noon. And then at 6:30 on Tuesday, we'll have the regular council meeting. On Wednesday, the 21st at 4:30 p.m., the Board of Public Works will meet, and at 5:30 p.m., the Alcohol License Review Committee will meet. On April 22nd, it is Earth Day. I hope that you get outside and celebrate Earth Day.